What's up, guys? Exley's on the NFL. I'm Tony, Green Bay Packers fan. Stephen over there, Philadelphia Eagles fan, wearing his new Kelly Green hoodie. Some of us are rich, some of us aren't.
Some of us have kids, some don't.
Yeah. We're going to start off with the Bengals-Ravens game. Bengals 34, Ravens 35. I've seen a few controversial things that say that the Bengals should have won that. I watched the highlights. Did you watch the highlights? What did you think of it?
I watched the highlights. It was from the highlights. It was quite a hard-fought game on both sides.
Yeah, I mean, 35-34 is pretty
That's
good.
close.
Yeah.
You don't get any closer than that.
No, let's look. Bengals touchdown first quarter.
I mean, if I remember right,
until the second.
that was that the game Jamar Chase had like 3 or 4 touchdowns? Or was that the week
Jamar
before?
Chase he got a touchdown for 67 yards in the third quarter, a 70-yard touchdown in the fourth, and then another touchdown in the fourth.
Yeah, he had 3 touchdowns for 264 yards.
That's absolutely crazy, isn't it? I didn't realise that him, Joe Burrow, and Justin Jefferson all went to LSU at the same time.
Yeah.
All the same class.
Whatever you want to say about Jamar Chase, he's a hell of a player.
Yeah, I think he is going to be... he is a star wide receiver anyway.
Yeah, I think what I have noticed, though, his targets to reception was 11-17.
Was it?
So if he had just caught a few more, that number would have been a hell of a lot more.
Yeah, 100%.
But, I mean, it doesn't take away from the rest of the players on that team.
No, definitely not.
They just weren't running it very much, but I don't think either team really ran the ball much, did they?
Let me see.
Derrick Henry only had 68 yards.
Yeah. Lamar Jackson, 33. He only threw for 290. I say only 2, but he got only 290, but he got 4 touchdowns. I mean, that's fucking outstanding.
Totally. Burrow threw for 428.
Yeah, I definitely think Joe Burrow is coming back.
He's looking a lot better.
100% better.
If he wasn't, he wouldn't have held up against Lamar, would he?
Because Lamar Jackson is a star QB. Yeah. 2-time MVP.
And there's talks of him being the 3rd MVP this year.
Do you think he's going to get it a 3rd time?
I don't know if he will. I think a lot of what the Ravens have done, though, is run it. They've done a lot of running. Derrick Henry's just an animal.
Yeah, Derrick Henry can run to his heart's content, I think.
Yeah. I mean, there's the pictures of him looking happy while he's running, which is a scary image if you actually look at it. Yeah.
So there was the face mask call that went unseen against the Bengals. And
I've seen pictures of it now.
Yeah, I've seen 2. So I don't know whether more than just the Joe Burrow face mask hold has been missed, because I've seen 2 Ravens holding 3 Bengals, I believe. One guy had 2 face masks and one guy had 1. So I don't know whether you can't say those 4 people that were held by face masks affected the game that much. They could have lost some yards because of that, but we know that face mask holds do get called. And they can't see everything all the time, can they?
No, the trouble is it happens so fast. A lot of these sort of things quite often don't get seen till after the game's already over.
And that's when fines start happening.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's when all the fines come up. And I mean, face mask fines and stuff are usually about 15 grand.
That's a lot of fucking money, isn't it?
I mean,
in the heat of the moment, though.
It ain't for them.
No, in the heat of the moment, you just grab them, don't you, I suppose?
You're just trying to bring them down, aren't you? You're not trying to go for their face. You're just trying to sort of... It's usually when they're trying to jump for somebody. Do you know what I mean? And
your fingers accidentally get tangled up.
Well, you got to think, because like you're jumping at them, they're running at you.
Yeah.
If you slightly misjudge the speed, you're going too high.
Yeah. So game stats: total yards 470 from the Bengals, 389 Ravens. Passing yards 421, 290. That is a lot more passing yards, but their rushing yards are 49 and 99. We both know that Joe Burrow doesn't really run the ball, and the Bengals don't really run the ball altogether, I don't think. The Ravens
Not
do.
all too much. The Bengals can. I mean,
Mhm.
they've got Chase Brown, I believe his name is.
Yeah.
He's actually the twin brother of Eagles, I believe, steel cornerback Sidney Brown.
I did see that. I done
Yeah.
a jersey swap a little while ago.
Yeah. So I've sort of seen clips of him and stuff, and he can run the ball. I mean, they did it a bit against the Eagles, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It just looks like they didn't want to run. Neither team really wanted to run the ball. They just threw to the hard to defend, I suppose.
Yeah. So moving on to Sunday, the Giants Panthers.
I mean, it's the Giants and Panthers. It went to overtime.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of good stuff coming from Bryce Young. I think he's getting a bit of extra private coaching. I've heard that he's got a new coach now. I've heard he's got a new coach, new quarterback coach, maybe throwing coach.
To be honest, I think he needed it.
Yeah, you can't blame everything on a failing QB as to why the team's failing. But looking at the stats and the score, Panthers won. That's against the Giants.
Yeah, I mean, it is the Giants. It's the Panthers. I mean, it's two teams at the bottom. But I mean, if you look at the passing, 190 for Jones, 126 Young.
Yeah. 25 attempts for Young, 15 complete. 37 attempts, 22 complete. 2 interceptions, though. Interceptions will kill you.
Yeah. But also, if you notice the Chuba Hubbard, I still think that's a great name. He had 28 carries for 153 yards.
Yeah, they've run the ball, haven't they?
They've run the hell of it. I mean, even New York did a bit. They had 18 carries for 103.
Yeah, so total yards is 342 for Giants, 360, 306 for Panthers, 175 for passing yards, 118, 167, 188 rushing yards. So it's not a massive difference.
No, but Panthers only turned it over once, whereas Giants turned it over 3 times.
about to say that. Yeah, I was literally just about to say that.
You turn it over more times, then that's going to get you.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to help you out. I
think if the Panthers can upgrade their offensive line a bit, so Bryce has a bit more time to sort of drop back, stay in the pocket a bit, I think he can develop 100%. A bit more and start getting a bit better.
Yeah, the Panthers, I don't see any names that stand out.
No.
As
to the only apart from Chuba Hubbard and Bryce Young on the Panthers I know is they've got Miles Sanders, who's a running back. The only reason I know him is because he used to be our running back.
Oh, yeah.
And he signed like a 3-year deal with them or something.
Okay. Yeah, I know Xavier Legette.
Oh yeah, I know him because of the draft.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
I mean, I couldn't tell you any of their defensive players, any of the O-line, other wide receivers or tight ends or anything.
Is Xavier Legette the guy with the real strong accent?
Yeah, deep South accent.
Yeah, I know who he is. Yeah, I think that's why I know that name, because he got so big after the draft, because not many people could understand what he's saying.
Yeah, there was a video going around for a while of someone saying he'd taken the title of the most country person, and with his country accent was saying, I don't think I'm that country. But yeah, I mean, hopefully they make a bit of ground back up for this year and don't look so miserable.
Right, what is going on here? Range. So I've gone on to Falcons, Saints, looking at their stats and stuff. I don't know, you're going to have to probably tell me the stats. I watched everything on Red Zone because there was no particular one game that I wanted to watch. Maybe the Eagles, but that was on Sky. And
yeah,
like said, we're not paying an extra amount of money just for one game.
No. It was... I mean, if Green Bay had been playing, I would have watched that, but they were invited.
Yeah, so I can only see the second quarter and the third quarter. I can't see the first till the fourth. It's really weird. Even refreshing it, I can't see it.
Well, looking at this, nobody scored in the first quarter.
Okay. That'd be weird. Then they probably...
New,
They're scoring the fourth.
New Orleans put up 17 in the second. and 7 for the Falcons. And the Falcons put up another 10 in the third. And Saints put up 3 in the third, and nobody scored in the fourth.
I don't remember actually seeing any very much of the Falcons Saints game on the red zone.
No,
You watched the red zone as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I watched most of the red zone. Up, down was 468, and Saints were 365 in total yardage. Just doesn't look like anybody was able to actually capitalise on any of that. Because that's a lot of yards for such a low score.
Yeah. And you got 287 passing, 269, 181, and 96 rushing yards. Saints didn't really rush it. Kirk Cousins got 306 yards, 1 interception, and Derek Carr got 269 and 2 touchdowns. It's the same again.
Next gen stats, Cook's longest completion was 43.9, Derek's was 54.9. They were slinging the ball down the field. Yeah. Couldn't finish it by the looks of it.
I don't think Kirk Cousins knows how to throw it short.
I mean, literally, if you look at, have you got next gen stats up?
Yeah.
If you look at where it's thrown to, it's all over the place.
Yeah, I'm just trying to bring up
for both of them.
Teams, Falcons, week. What were we on? That was week 9, wasn't it?
Yeah. No. 10.
Week 10.
Oh, yeah, week 10. He threw me out then. Bijan Robinson run for 116 yards.
Yeah. And like you just said, when you look at Kirk Cousins, he's stayed within a certain pattern, hasn't he?
Yeah.
But that's to do with his receivers being where they need to be at that right time.
Drake London took loads of it.
97 yards. Yeah.
But
if you side by side.
Anything else?
No, if you see side by side of where Kirk's thrown it and Drake London is, he's the favoured receiver in this.
Oh yeah,
he can 100%. Clearly get himself wide open any time.
Yeah, 100%. But I will say, like, both teams' defense obviously really balled out to be able to just stop them and keep low score.
Yeah. When you've got a low-scoring game with 2 semi-decent teams like this.
And with a lot of yards on the board for both teams.
Yeah, their defenses are playing hard. Extremely hard.
I mean,
moving.
It's what it is. It's 2 4 teams and it's hard fought.
Yep. I've heard, I still can't get this crap off my throat, that the Bears have fired their offensive coordinator.
It's not heard, it's official.
Is it official now?
They've already interviewed people for it.
Oh, nice.
So
the balls.
Don't think it was the head coach. They definitely announced that OC were Shane Waldron being fired, and offensive pass game coordinator Thomas Brown has been promoted in the meantime. Bears and Raiders both interviewed Cliff Kingsbury for their OC position. Ultimately, both went in different directions, with Chicago taking on Shane Waldron for the job and Vegas hiring Luke Getsy.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure Cliff Kingsbury's going to get a job this season.
So, Patriots Bears. Patriots 19, Bears 3.
You got to feel sorry for the Bears fans at this point. They have literally had the rug pulled out from them.
Yeah. You got the number 1 draft pick.
They started off a bit slow. They were getting better, and the floors just dropped out from under it.
Yeah. Again, it's the same as the Panthers, I think. Maybe.
I think it is.
Can we say Caleb Williams isn't all he's hyped up to be?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I don't think he was who he was supposed to be. I mean, if you look at this, he threw for 120 yards. Yeah. 16 out of 30 attempts to complete.
Yeah. Next gen, come on, where are you? Chicago Bears, week 10. Did you say 120 yards, 16 complete yards?
Yeah.
He is not, either his receivers are not getting where he needs them to be, or he's just slinging the ball in the opposite direction.
Yeah, I mean, That's only half of them, and you've thrown 30 times.
Keenan Allen got 5 receptions for 44 yards, and DeAndre Swift got 16 carries for 59 yards.
Yeah, he's another ex-Eagle. He's good.
It's looking like Keenan Allen is not where the ball is going to be.
I don't think his
is not throwing it.
Well, I think it's a bit of both. From some of the videos I've seen, quite a few times he's overthrown receivers or underthrown.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of those where he's overthrown them.
Yeah, so I think a lot of it is. I think they need to do with Caleb Williams what Panthers did with Bryce Young: bench him for a bit, work on his passing, get his confidence back.
Yeah, who is the backup QB for the Bears?
Honestly, I don't think I could even say. I don't even know who they had last year.
Andy Dalton? The Bears have rookie Justin Fields, Andy Dalton.
No.
That's not right.
Because Dalton's over at Carolina.
Yeah. Have the Bears' dysfunctional locker room reportedly creating QB controversy. The Chicago Bears in disarray after dropping their third straight game last week to the New England Patriots. Once upon a time, the Bears were 4-2 heading into their bye week 7. Their week 7 bye. Why couldn't I say that? Where are we? Come on.
I'm just going onto their website now. Let's have a look.
Whenever you type in Chicago, it brings up the Bulls. Like
I know,
the Bears
it's
are so
insane.
far down roster.
So who we got?
Position. DB. O-line, running back, tight end, wide receiver, D-line.
Badgen?
Austin Reed.
Well, the only 2 QBs listed on their website as active is Caleb Williams and Tyson Badgen.
I've found reserve.
Austin Reed is on practice squad, so he's obviously their third string.
Let's look at him.
Because quite often what they do is they list them as like their practice squad.
Yeah, Austin Reed's experience. So rookie, he's 24. Williams is clearly not the man for the team right now.
He's not doing what they need him to do, is he? So
no, we've digressed.
You can't really get any worse.
No, especially against the Patriots. The Patriots haven't been good for Tom Brady.
So I'm just looking at Caleb Williams' stats for the season so far. 9 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 1,785 yards in at least 9 weeks. That's not really great.
It's not, is it?
Not when he's supposed to be your franchise QB.
I personally think for the last 4 years, when Tom Brady left the Patriots, is when they started going down the Patriots. And the Bears...
yeah.
They're not the best team. And the Bears lose to them with the number 1 overall draft pick. It was supposed to be all singing, all dancing. Something is happening within the Bears organization for it to be ending so badly. I'm lost for words with these Bears right now.
I'm just looking up because I don't think so. This season, the Bears don't have enough money, I don't think, to do anything.
I think you sent me something the other day about the Bears being negative.
They got 6 million apparently to play with for the season. That's their cap space.
They're not going to get anything for that sort of money right now, are they?
There's probably no one good left. The only way they're going to be able to do it is trading. I don't think they're prepared to trade for who they're going to need.
Bring up someone from the practice squad. Give them a try. See how they do. It can't get any worse than it already is.
Yeah, and I mean, Patriots, what can you say about it? They just haven't improved.
Not at all. I mean, they beat the Bears.
Well, yeah. But I mean, that's kind of a piss show at this point. Not a lot can be done for either team.
No.
Irony is the Patriots are one of the teams with the most cap space. 36 million, apparently.
Spend some. Do something. Are they just waiting for the draft to see who they can get?
I think so. Because of course,
contracts are the cheaper contracts.
Yeah, and if you're really bad, you get put up higher in the draft.
Yeah.
I think as it stands, they've got like number 3 or 4 pick at the moment in the draft. So if they don't improve, they're quite high up.
Yeah. Yeah, it's freaking crazy, isn't it?
I think some of these teams, once they lose, just stay where they are.
Yeah, there's
so
no.
they can get the draft picks.
Hopefully, get the Travis Hunters, Shador Sanders.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Steelers, Commanders. Steelers 28, Commanders 27.
That was a hard-fought game.
That was an electric game, in my opinion.
I
Russell Wilson.
quite a bit that came up on Red Zone.
Yeah.
The end of it did. That's one the Commanders aren't going to be happy with.
Yeah. So Russell Wilson pass deep left complete, catch made by Williams to Miles Kilbrew.
Okay.
For a 32-yard touchdown, extra point. So
Steelers got a touchdown in every quarter.
I was literally just about to say that, and then it's Steelers, Commanders, field goal, Commanders touchdown, Steelers touchdown, Commanders touchdown, Steelers touchdown. Oh no, in third quarter, field goal for the Commanders.
Yeah, they put up 2 field goals.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, that literally came down to them trying to draw the false start.
Yeah.
On 4th down, got the first down, and it meant they could just kneel it out and win the game.
Yeah.
If they hadn't got that false start, because I think the false start got called when they had like 2 seconds on the clock on the play.
Yeah, well, there wasn't a long left on the clock for them.
If they held out, they'd have had to have kicked that.
Yeah, 100%. So Steelers got 312 total yards. Commanders got 242. Passing yards 172 to 182. Rushing yards 140 to 60.
They both run the hell out of that one.
Yeah. Steelers got 2 turnovers. Commanders got 1 turnover. Russell Wilson threw for 195 yards. 28 attempts, 14 complete.
That's a lot of attempts for 14 complete.
Yeah. Aiden Daniels, 34 attempts, 14 complete.
17 on next gen.
17, yeah, sorry.
202. They both slung the hell out of that ball.
Yeah. So I didn't see any sacks.
I don't think either team actually got a sack, to be honest.
I don't think they did.
Oh, no. Yeah, they did. So on next gen stats, it's saying Cameron Hayward got 2. I think he was the only one that got any. Yeah, so Cameron Hayward got 2. And for the Commanders, Frankie Louvu got 1. Dante Fowler got 2 sacks.
Oh.
So there was a few sacks in each game. But I mean, we were watching Red Zone, so it wouldn't have changed.
You don't see all the sacks on Red Zone.
But that's clearly a hard-fought game.
Yeah.
Whatever you look at, any of the stats that you look at, next gen or anything, it's all everybody put up loads of points. Everybody put up loads of yards.
I mean, what I like about next gen is you can go on and actually see the play, see the complete, the touchdown, interception, incomplete. You can see everything. It is really good. Yes. We're just trying to power through this because we end up rambling on for fucking ages. Vikings, Jags. Vikings 12, Jaguars 7.
I mean,
I've seen that coming.
How did the Jags keep the Vikings that low?
How did the Jags keep the Vikings? Right, I can't see second quarter. I can see first, third, and fourth. So in the first quarter, the Jags got a touchdown. First quarter, Vikings got a field goal. Third quarter, Vikings got a field goal. Fourth quarter, Vikings got 2 field goals, and they still won the game. Did anything happen in the second quarter?
Second quarter, I've got nothing.
No.
For either team.
That's how bad the Jags are, that the Vikings managed to beat them with field goals.
Field goals. I will say that the Jags, when they're playing properly, have got quite a good defense.
Sam Darnold is just... he's got
241 yards.
Yeah. I like Sam Darnold. Mark Jones got 111 yards.
The
2
downside,
interceptions.
that's Mac Jones. He came from the Patriots. That's where he was last year.
I think I just called him Mac Jones.
Yeah,
I
he
can
was
hear
Patriots
Daniel playing the
backup.
Xbox. Right. And now he's the Vikings.
But Darnold got 3 interceptions.
New England. Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and Mac Jones got 2.
So,
But Sam Darnold's a rookie.
he's not.
Are you sure? Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh, my God. He's still a good QB.
He's having a resurgence.
Who is the Vikings rookie?
Vikings rookie. I'm not sure.
Oh, I'm just talking shit, I think. Yeah, so the Jags managed to keep them at bay to not get a touchdown, but they managed to get themselves some field goals and still win the game.
Yeah, I mean, if you're held to field goals and still win the game on 4 field goals.
Yeah.
That's not really great for either team.
Trevor Lawrence is their QB.
Trevor Lawrence is their franchise QB. Matt Jones is backup. He got put in because Trevor's got a shoulder thing or something.
Yeah, I remember now. It makes sense. Yes, that does make sense. There's not a great deal you can say about this game.
No, it's a bit piss poor for both teams, really.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the Vikings? 7-2.
What's the Jags?
How the Jags are 2-8. So how do you come out of that with only 12 points? So I mean, for a 7-2 team to come away from that game with 4 field goals isn't good, really.
No, mate, my hat is really crushing my head today. I think I've got a swollen head or something. Brain's trying to get out.
There's one.
That feels a little bit better. Like my hat was crushing me. I don't know why. Yeah, shit game for who it was.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know whether the Vikings
should
felt
have put
like
up
they
a
didn't.
bit better.
I don't know whether they felt like they didn't have to play as hard. Right. Broncos Chiefs.
Right. One thing I will say about this, I didn't watch it. Obviously, I watched the highlights. I know the ending's controversial, the blocked field goal. If you can block a field goal and win, you win. It's that simple. But what I will say is the Chiefs' offense clearly isn't as good as it should be because they've only put up 16 points.
Yeah. I
For a
seen
9-0 team.
Our head coach of the flag team that I play for, he is a Kansas City Chiefs fan.
I was expecting that.
He said in this, so many people saying the block field goal was rigged, but here's proof it wasn't. I don't know if you'll be able to see that.
Yeah, I mean, they just leapt over.
Yeah.
It's that simple. You know, and as long as you're not doing it from an illegal formation or you're not, it's not a false start or anything, it's literally a legal move. I mean, Myles Garrett done it to the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
It's if you're athletic enough to block it, go for it.
Yeah. I think it's a rare thing to see anyone actually block a field goal. I know like 1 or 2's happened this season, I think.
Yeah, I think this is the third.
Yeah.
Maybe?
It doesn't happen too often.
It's Myles Garrett done it. Then I think the week after somebody else did it, and now the Chiefs done it.
They blocked it.
If you can do it, do it.
Yeah, exactly. So,
but I mean,
games.
You look at the stats. It's
just going to look at that now.
215, 22 out of 30. That's pretty good for a rookie.
Patrick Mahomes, 266 for 266 yards, 42 for 28, 1 touchdown. Bo Nix got 2 touchdowns.
But I mean, if Pat's throwing it 266 yards and they're only coming out with 16 points,
the Broncos are doing something right.
Yeah, the offense clearly isn't firing on all cylinders.
No. How many people got receptions? Like everybody.
But neither team put up a turnover.
No. Which I think, is this the first game for Patrick Mahomes this season?
It's either the first or second, but I mean, out of 9 games, that's kind of bad, really.
The furthest reception for them, and it's tied for 2. So Kareem Hunt got 65 yards, Travis Kelce got 64 yards. And then on the Broncos side, receiving, their longest was 70 yards, Cortland Sutton for 70 yards and 1 touchdown.
I've heard his name. but I don't know much about him, to be honest.
I don't know much about the Broncos. One of the guys who plays on the team with me, he supports the Broncos. I think we got a Broncos fan, Chiefs fan, 49ers fan. I'm a Green Bay fan. And then another guy who used to support the Redskins, who are now the Washington Commanders. He doesn't follow them too closely anymore because they changed the name to Commanders from Redskins for various reasons, I suppose.
There was a group of actual Indians in America. I don't know if they call them Indians or indigenous people or what now. I forget, but they had gone to take.
You can't.
You just petitioned to have it taken away, and now you want to put it back.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean, let's see.
Pick one or the other.
Yeah. When did the? I wish I had voice typing.
The player on the Broncos I know is Pat Surtain. On defense is pretty good. I believe he's a cornerback.
Okay. Washington Commanders. Why did the Redskins change their name to the Commanders? Why do you want to know my login details? They've completed 91 seasons. The Washington Commanders have completed 91 seasons in the NFL. During this time, the team has changed its name 4 times.
Yeah.
Including one pretty significant shift away from the controversial Redskins. When the football franchise was formed in 1932, they were known as the Boston Braves. The very next year, they become known as the Boston Redskins. In 1937, they moved to Washington. For the next 86 years, the team played under the name the Washington Redskins. In 2020, they changed the name to the Washington Football Team. In 2022, it was officially changed to Washington Commanders.
Yeah, they became the Washington Football Team while they tried to figure out what their name was going to be.
Mental.
Yeah, they've had a lot of trouble over there because the old owner apparently had charges of like embezzlement or some shit as well.
I remember you talking about that at the end of last season.
Yeah.
In the off season, we were talking about that, weren't we? Yes, I remember.
Yeah, which is why it's been such a surprise where the Commanders have got to now, because they've been quite bad for a few years because of everything that's been happening.
Yeah. Please tell me that's. I was just going to go leading us on to that. We're going to talk about the Commanders, but we have already spoke about the Commanders.
Never cycle.
I know, right? 49ers, Buccaneers. Niners take that away 23-20. Did you see Deebo Samuel having a go at the long snapper on the sideline? What a moody mother trucker.
Like, he's been called out a few times for stuff he does. But this is what I was saying, like at the start of the season or pre-season. He's a good player. He can play bloody brilliantly. He is an asshole as a person. Yeah,
definitely seems that way. And I'm pretty sure it's him that's got a Taco Bell in his house. From the show Receiver, I'm pretty sure he's got a Taco Bell in his house, or he done an advert for Taco Bell where they put a Taco Bell in his house to make it look like he actually had
Adams.
Is it Davante Adams?
I'm pretty sure that was Davante Adams.
Yeah, you could be right. I could have just got them.
I've seen it in a few of the commercials.
Yeah, one of the lads in our team, obviously he's a 49ers fan, and he was saying, we're going to lose. This is like third quarter, beginning of the fourth quarter. We're going to lose the game because our kickers missed 3 field goals or something. And the head coach is like, how do you know? Just because he missed 3 field goals doesn't mean you're gonna lose the game. And my point is, if offense was so good as the 49ers are supposed to be, you wouldn't need to bring the field goal or the kicker out to take field goals. The offense obviously clearly needs to step up and put the work in.
Yeah, because I mean, this is the irony. I'm looking at the stats. Brock Purdy threw for 353 yards.
They got Christian McCaffrey back as well.
25 out of 36 completed. That's a pretty good ratio and a lot of yards. How do you not
no interceptions? Exactly. You got Christian McCaffrey's back, 39 yards.
They got Kittle. They got Samuel. That's 3 of their star players.
Ayuk is out, I believe. Is he out?
Yeah, he's out. I don't know if he's on IR. I can't remember. They got most of their stars back playing.
Yeah, they're just missing.
Just
Are you? They're still not putting. They're not there.
no.
Are they? Where are the Niners at?
No, I mean, you look at the
They're 5
stats.
and
They
4.
had 413 total yards in that game. 1 turnover.
They're 5 and 4.
It's insane.
NFC West is 6 and 4,
Shit
5
show.
and 4, 4 and 5, 4 and 5.
It's a shit show, really.
And Niners should be running the NFC West.
Yeah.
This far into
Who
the
else is in
season,
that? Who else in the West?
Cardinals, Rams, Seahawks.
I have a feeling at the rate they're playing, it might be the Cardinals. But take that.
Cardinals are 6 and 4 right now.
But we'll get onto that when we get to that game. But yeah,
Bucks.
I mean, the Bucks are kind of where the Bucks are at the moment.
Yeah. I mean, Baker Mayfield is good. I've said
He
that
is.
for a long time. 29 attempts for 18 complete is not ideal.
But I don't think they've got the proper receivers. Do you know what I mean? I think Mike, what's his name? Mike Evans,
Mike Evans.
their star receiver. I think he's out at the moment.
Don't know. I don't know that one. Mike.
I mean, he's not on their receiving chart for the next gen, and he's, I think, the only active player with a.
Yeah, he's going to come back in week 11.
I think at the moment he's got an active streak of 11 of. What's he over? I can't remember. He's got like the longest active streak currently going of over so many yards a season.
Nice. Let's see if we can find out. I got so many windows open now. Caesar.
Evans, yeah. 10 straight 1,000-yard receiving seasons.
That's a really good.
That was before this season. So
yeah,
if he gets it this year, it'll be 11.
One of the best receivers out there.
Yeah. And he's been the star for the Bucks for a long time. You know, when you're playing the Bucks, that's who you've got to stop.
Yeah. And if they haven't got him,
yeah,
it doesn't seem that they have that person in play to replace him.
No, and that's always a problem if you've got everything on one guy.
You got Bucky Irving for 73 yards, 14 being his longest, 1 touchdown. You can't say any player doesn't slog it out no matter what team they play for. They seem to play their hard.
On the next gen stats, they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 receivers for the Buccaneers, logging carries and what have you. Usually on a team, you've got 2 or maybe 4 receivers. They've got 5 of them. So yeah, that's what it is.
We've got 5 more games to push through. If we can do it in 15 minutes, we will just be over an hour. And that'll be pretty good for us.
What game we got next?
Bills, Colts. I don't remember this game.
I watched the highlights of it. The Bills were running away with it for a while, and Colts came back a bit, I think, in...
Yeah, I'm looking at the
4th quarter.
I'm looking at the scoring summary now.
Yeah, so...
The first quarter looks a little bit weird to me.
10-3.
Yeah.
For the first, and the second they both put up 10. Nobody scored in the third, and the Bills put up 10, and Colts put up 7 and 4th.
So with the game stats, the Bills put up 415 total yards, Colts 361, passing yards 280, 240, rushing yards 135 to 121.
Yeah, Bills had 2 turnovers. Colts had 4.
That's
2 of the turnovers for the Bills were interceptions on Allen, and 3 of the turnovers on the Colts were interceptions on Flacco.
Yeah, I believe there was a few sacks there as well.
Yeah, there was. I think that one was for the Bills quite a hard win.
Yeah, I think they definitely had to put the work in.
Yeah, from what I saw on Red Zone and what have you, that was a hard one for the Bills to play.
Yeah, but again, Josh Allen is a good QB.
Yeah, like it goes back to the old saying of like any given Sunday.
Anyone can win
You
that
put
game.
you put your players in the right position on one day, you can win against anybody.
100%. As long as everyone's firing on all cylinders, it could be any man's game. It's a game of skill, game of sometimes luck, being in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, I don't remember much exciting about that game though.
No. Joe Flacco, 35 attempts, 26 complete, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 272 yards. Every man and his dog received it.
Yeah, again, it's another team of no star receiver. It was just everybody getting a piece of it.
Yeah.
Which I think is pretty much the same for the Bills.
90% of these videos we put up, we bash a team and we get some hater. Stop bashing the Colts. Stop bashing the Bears. We're not bashing them.
Well, they can be good teams. They just unfortunately don't always have the right people at the right time.
No, we just bash them.
Somebody's either ill, somebody's either not playing well.
Mm-hmm.
There's a million factors.
Yeah.
I mean, the Eagles nearly lost the game, or they did lose the game because Saquon Barkley dropped the ball right at the end.
Packers.
It is what it is. Anybody can lose a game at any point.
Well, it's Packers 6-3 now, I believe.
Believe so.
Yeah, my brain's gone blank. NFL season 2024 standings.
Yeah, 6-3.
Yeah. So if the Packers play shit, I'll be pissed off about it, but I still bash them.
Eagles play shit, I'll bash them. It is what it is. The thing is, we've got our favourite team, but we're doing a show about how the games went. We're not doing a show about how the teams went.
Yes. Before we digress some more, Titans, Chargers. Titans 17, Chargers 27.
That was a bit weird at some point.
Yeah. Field goal.
That was one of the late state games, so we saw quite a bit of that one on Red Zone.
Yeah. By about 11 o'clock, I think I was in bed snoozing. Titans 289 yards, Chargers 309. Passing yards 157 Titans, 164 Chargers. Rushing yards 132 to 145. No turnovers.
No, that one was any man's game because looking on ESPN, possession time, Titans had it 29:01, Chargers had it 30:59. It was they both had their fair shot. They both had, it was anybody's game, that one.
Yeah, I don't.
And the Chargers managed to pull it away.
The Justin Herbert juke. Just watching a clip of that. I saw that. Oh, he does juke him away nicely.
Yeah, that was quite impressive.
Oh, I wish I could work out how to add video clips into this software and show the world what I'm talking about. Oh, I think I've said this every week, but my mouse needs batteries in it, man.
I'm going to post you some, I think.
I've got some. I found my rechargeable batteries and we just bought a new charger, so got some. Moving swiftly on. Jets, Cardinals.
How?
I don't think
so. The Jets fire Robert Saleh because he was supposedly the problem. Aaron Rodgers gets 9 of his friends to come from the Packers to the Jets, including Devontae Adams, who's, a great receiver in all his own right.
Yep.
And they still piss that one down the drain.
Yes. Week 10. Aaron Rodgers, 35 attempts, 22 complete, 100. Yeah. What do you say to that? Game stats.
The one thing I will say that the Jets did quite well was their defense played quite brilliantly at certain points.
Certain points, yeah.
Did you see the sack on Kyler Murray from?
Knocked his helmet clean off.
Just came storming in. I saw that one live.
I seen that on Red Zone.
Flying through and just wiped him out.
He is.
And I saw an interview of Kyler Murray afterwards, and he was like, "I was a bit confused. One minute I'm stood up, next thing I'm on the ground. It just happened so fast."
No helmet on. So he is an absolute mate. There's nothing you can say that would make me think he is not an outstanding QB. But then he has his ups and his downs. Right, he'll play good for a couple of weeks. He'll play piss poor for a couple of weeks, and he'll play good for a couple of weeks. I don't know.
He's that quintessential mid-range QB, realistically, on the overall scheme of a season.
Yeah, I wouldn't put him up there with Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Jordan Love, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts. I wouldn't put him up there with them, but I wouldn't put him down with Caleb Williams, Trevor Lawrence, Bryce Young. He's kind of in the middle. He's a middle of the pack kind of guy to me. But the Jets got 207 yards.
He's put the Cardinals on the last few games.
Yeah, 100%. Cardinals got 406 total yards, passing yards 128, 259, rushing yards 79 to 147. As I said, Aaron Rodgers only got 151 touchdowns, 151 yards, 35 attempts, 22 complete.
They didn't even run it that much.
They didn't run it that much.
52 and 27 for both running backs are listed on next gen stats.
Yeah. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 receivers.
They had Devontae Adams out there. They had Garrett Wilson out there.
Yeah. Their longest for yards was 15 yards by Breece Hall. That was their longest run.
Looking at the next gen stats, Devontae Adams, 31 yards on 6 out of 13 reception. For supposedly being a star receiver, that's bad.
Yeah, I would say so. And then you've got the Cardinals, Kyler Murray.
I will say, for the Cardinals, Trey McBride's really looking good at the moment.
Yeah, 100%.
He's 4 out of 5 receptions on 71 yards.
Yeah, we got Kyler Murray, 24 attempts, 22 complete, 266 yards. I think this is the first game we've looked at where their complete has been so close to their attempts that I'm dumbfounded and shocked.
The only other one I seen was Jared Goff through, I believe, what they class as a perfect game, where I think he got like 15 out of 15.
That is a perfect game, more or less, isn't it?
But I don't think there was many yards on it. That was one of them games where they run the fuck out the ball.
Yeah.
And that was the one, I believe, where the clips started coming out about their running backs just being absolute beast, trucking everybody and stuff. That was like, I think, week 3 or 4 or something.
Yeah. Moving on, we've got 2 games left, and we're 57 minutes in. Eagles, Cowboys. Eagles 34, Cowboys 6. I'll let you take the reins on this one.
So, obviously, you missed most of the last quarter.
Yep.
The Eagles were beating them so bad, we took most of our starters out from offense and defense and put nearly the whole backup team in.
It's the way to do it. At least you didn't do it like the Packers done in the playoffs, and then
still got another 3 points.
I think it was the Cowboys last season, just before the playoffs. The Packers done exactly the same thing, and then the Cowboys managed to turn it around. We had to put all the starters back in.
Yeah, but I mean, we were up 31-6 at that point. Like, there's not much coming back from that. But we've got Washington Thursday night. So to get them as much press as possible, Sirianni took as many of the starters out as he could. But yeah, we put the backup team in and just run the fuck out of it.
Eagles got 34 with 2 turnovers. Cowboys got 6, 5 turnovers. It doesn't make any difference who the QB is for the Cowboys.
No.
Not a single bit.
For the QBs on Cowboys, the backups are on last year's their deals, if I remember rightly. So they're both free agents at the end of this season.
Surely, well, yeah, I was going to say if they're free agents, they don't really want to stay with the Cowboys again, do they? I was going to say, surely you want to put some effort in and show that you're better than the starting QB.
I don't know if you've seen the pictures and videos going around, CeeDee Lamb dropping the ball because he couldn't see where it was. Because their billion-dollar stadium's got a giant glass window on it, and the sun came straight in his eyes, in the end zone.
No, I didn't see that one.
Dropped the ball.
So
Jalen did turn over. He threw a pass to Goddard, and one of their, I think, cornerbacks made a hell of a run and picked it off.
They done the tush push again as well, didn't they?
Yeah.
I've seen the tush push being used a lot more now. From everybody, not just the Eagles.
I was going to say, it's been shown that if you the problem with it before, when most teams used to run it, was like the 2 or 3 yard line. So they had a lot of ground to make up, and it didn't work.
Yeah.
But if you're doing it 1 yard or less,
Yeah,
you ain't
makes
got
sense.
fucking any distance to go, really.
So Eagles got 348 total yards, Cowboys 146, passing yards 161 to 49, rushing yards 187 to 97, 2 turnovers, 5 turnovers.
Yeah, as I say, there was also a fumble, I believe, for Jalen,
Fumble
and he needs
recovery.
to clean that up.
Oh, he's seen that. He went back for it, and they grabbed him around the ankle to stop him getting it, didn't they?
Yeah.
I did see that. I don't know whether that's a holding call that was missed, maybe.
I don't know if it was or not. I
don't
don't know if that's legal,
That's like,
but they certainly got it. Yeah, he needs to clean that up. But it was the Cowboys
yeah.
with 2 backup GBs.
Jalen Hurts got 202 yards, 20 attempts, 14 complete. And he also got Saquon Barkley, 66 yards, 14 attempts, 11 being the longest. Cooper Rush
got 56 yards of rushing.
Yes, he did. For the Cowboys, Cooper Rush, 23 attempts, 13 complete, 45 yards. Trey Lance, 6 attempts, 4 complete, 21 yards, 1 interception. Looking at their rushing yards, Dowdle got 53 yards, 12 attempts, 19 the longest. And that's the longest run they had.
I think that's one of their longest runs this season.
I do believe on one of our videos we had a comment put up that the Cowboys need to change nothing. It's glorious. I don't know if this guy was taking the piss or what, but
well, I don't know. But I mean,
and you think this is glorious for your season? Was it Jerry Jones that done that comment
on when I was watching the game? They obviously they panned to some of the crowd during stops and blah, blah, blah. There was Cowboy fans almost crying near the end of the game.
If you're a Cowboys fan, yeah, I do, because I know I invested in Green Bay, you're invested in the Eagles, and it pisses me off.
Man, I was fucking livid at the end of last season.
Yeah, exactly. And when, say, you're a Cowboys fan, you're from Dallas or whatever, you go to the game, you pay X amount to go and see them play, and they get fucking savaged by the Eagles for 34
it wasn't
points.
Even close.
No, you would be gutted. So I can't see that the Cowboys fans think this is amazing.
Jerry Jones confirmed that Dak's gone for surgery and his season's over.
His season's over. So I'm sorry, Cowboy fans, but I don't think you're going to make the playoffs this year.
It's not looking good, is it? I mean, after that game.
Yeah. So
I mean, I knew we were going to beat them, but not by that much.
No, we got 2 more games. I didn't see Dolphins Rams at the bottom. I have not watched the Lions and the Texans, and I have not watched the Dolphins and the Rams.
So the Lions Texans, I watched the highlights as the Rams one. The Texans put up one fuck of a fight against.
I was literally going to say, it looks like the Lions could not attack the Texans as hard as they managed to attack everybody else. Fair play, they still won the game. Yeah, they have run everybody over. It looks like the Texans put up a hell of a fight. They only beat them by 3 points.
But if you look, though, Jared Goff got 5 interceptions.
Bloody hell.
So they had to pull that one out their ass.
He attempts 15 complete.
That's what I'm saying. I think he was not good this game.
It does, just looking at this game, do you think they've got overly confident where they've managed to run everybody over for the last 9 weeks? Come into the Texans, and the Texans have managed to put up a hell of a fight.
I think maybe
hold them at bay for a long period. Because
I think what's happened is they've seen that the Texans are 6-4 and just expected an easy game.
Yeah, and the Texans have CJ Stroud.
Yeah,
that's not going to be a pushover game.
No, CJ Stroud and the Texans have put up quite a fight every game.
Yeah, they got Tank Dell. He got negative 6 yards for 1 attempt. Tank Dell is normally
he's normally one of their better receivers.
Yeah, Tank Dell, he got one attempt at rushing, -6 yards, but he put up 39 yards for 5 receptions receiving. Joe Mixon, 44 yards, 2 receptions, with the longest being a 36-yard run.
Yeah,
The Lions, 30 attempts, 15 complete, 2 touchdowns, 5 interceptions.
that's a surprise.
Yeah. I mean, Amon-Ra St. Brown, he is another good receiver.
Yeah,
He
brilliant.
got 60 yards, 6 receptions, longest being 15, 10-yard average.
Yeah, I mean, I'm completely blown away by the stats of this game.
Yeah, considering the Lions have steamrolled absolutely everybody they've gone against this season so far.
I mean, we were saying last week or the week before that the Packers put up a bit of a fight, and they still got whooped.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a close game by any means.
Yeah, 3 points. That's a field goal.
Yeah,
tied that. One more touchdown from the Texans, and it could have ended their streak for the Lions.
yeah, it would have. It's
I think I've said this every single week. I'm going to watch this game after this, and I do. I finish and I go and watch the game of the Lions.
Well, we're actually recording a bit earlier this week, so it's
So it's 10
it's
to 8.
one it's one I was thinking of watching a bit more maybe, but
Yeah.
I genuinely didn't expect that from the Lions.
No. So last game, Dolphins Rams. Dolphins. I've not watched it. I completely forgot.
Tua's got problems, man.
Yeah,
He went in for a tackle head first.
he's just come back from a concussion.
He took a knee to the head. Like, that's not someone who should be. That's not a QB who should be tackling anyone.
The thought of that just stresses my brain out.
I don't think how he feels, mate. He's had at least 4 concussions. I've had 4, and I know how bad that feels.
Yeah, that's not something you want to get, is it?
The weirdest thing is you just miss time.
Yeah.
Like, it's like everybody can tell you about what's happened, but you don't know what's happened.
So
yeah, I mean, I will give it to the Dolphins. They're starting to look a bit more like the team they should be.
Looking at this, I mean, the Rams are. I don't really know what to say about the Rams because they're a mediocre team. They've got Matthew Stafford, who is a fairly good QB. Tua's just come back. They had.
I mean, you look at the stats, and neither of them were going slow.
No, so Dolphins got 238 yards. Rams got 327, 171 passing yards, 257. Their rushing yards 67 for 70. Scoring summary: touchdown, field goal, field goal, field goal, touchdown, field goal, field goal, field goal, field goal, field goal. Yeah, so
nobody could capitalize on their drives.
No,
that was the problem
100%
for both teams. It's getting towards the red zone and then just being like, we can't quite get there, so we're just going to punt it. Just going to put it up the field goal, get some points.
Tua had 28 attempts, 20 complete, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Matthew Stafford, 46 attempts, 32 complete, 1 interception, 293 yards.
No touchdowns.
No touchdowns.
That's a lot of yards for no touchdowns.
Yeah. Cooper Kupp got 80 yards. Puka Nacua got 98 yards. Tyler Johnson got 25 yards. Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua are their star receivers for the Rams.
Puka Nacua more than anything at the moment. He's the rookie and what have you.
Mm-hmm. You look at.
I will say for the Dolphins,
11 yards. Jalen Waddle, -1 yard.
Jalen Waddle's had 57.
Rushing. I'm looking at rushing. That's why.
Yeah, on receptions, he had 57, 3 of 6.
Yeah.
But Tyreek, nothing. I mean, he's
16 yards. Odell Beckham, 17 yards. I don't know. It's a twist and a turn every week. And the only people you can pretty much say are going to be at the top, on top, like 75 to 85% sure Chiefs are going to come out on top. Bills are going to come out on top.
I'm looking at the standings at the moment. You got Chiefs, Lions, Bills, Vikings, Eagles, Steelers, Ravens, Commanders, all with 7 or more wins.
Yeah.
And then right behind them, with 6, you got Packers, Chargers, Cardinals, Falcons, Texans. I wouldn't have put half of them teams as that high up.
Yeah, we've got the Bears next, so
You're going to go for 7. I mean, the Bears aren't playing very well.
put too much out there. Did you see that?
What's just happened?
Hello.
Your camera like proper froze and stuff.
I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I've got you.
So this is what I'm saying. You can look at AFC West, and the Chiefs are going to win that. If you look at the AFC East, the Bills are probably going to win that. It's when you get to AFC North, you've got Steelers, Ravens, Bengals.
Well, yeah, but the Bengals are 4 and 6.
So I reckon Steelers, Ravens.
I think it's more of a Steelers.
Joe Burrow's coming back now. Yeah.
Yeah, but neither of those two teams have dipped. I mean, that's Texans or Colts, really.
AFC South is...
It's probably the Texans, to be honest. What's going on?
Yeah, so AFC South is probably going to be Texans. NFC North is... I don't want to say it. Probably the Lions.
I think it's going to be a bit of a fight between the 3 teams.
Yeah, you got Lions, Vikings, Packers.
The Lions will likely take it, I think, in the end, if they carry on the way they've been.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think Vikings and Green Bay are going quietly.
No. NFC North is Eagles, Commanders, either of them two. East, yes, sorry.
Well, we're playing Commanders Thursday.
That could be decided then.
That'll see if either team's better than the other, I think, or if it's going to be a close one.
NFC North.
South.
Jesus Christ, South, yeah, right. It's because it's all there, and I'm looking at the names. I couldn't tell you who would win that one. Falcons, maybe?
I think Falcons are going to take it, but I don't think Bucks are going to be too far behind on the overall.
No. West?
Probably, if Kyler Murray doesn't take a dip this season, it's the Cardinals, with San Fran just behind them.
Yeah, 100%.
I think that's how that one's going to play out.
If you look at other seasons, it would have been the other way round. The Niners should have been at the top.
I also, obviously, all this is all dependent on none of these teams taking a major dip in standings or losing key players or whatever. Anything can happen. I mean, the 49ers are proof of that. They've had loads of injuries this season. But yeah, I think the top teams as it stands, with KC, Lions, Bills, Vikings, Eagles, Steelers, Ravens, and Commanders, I think they're just going to switch the team for a little while. I think the top 10 will be the top 10 almost. It's just going to do a bit of switching week by week.
Yeah.
I think the playoff picture's getting interesting though. I mean, if you split them by conference and look at them in the AFC, because the thing is, it's not even necessarily, you're not necessarily got to get in with a good record. You just win your division, you know? So I think the playoff picture is quite interesting. Because if you go on the NFL website, it will give you the playoff picture as it stands.
Yeah, so I'm doing now. Come on, load up.
So for AFC, you've got Chiefs, Bills, Steelers, Texans, Ravens, Chargers, and Broncos.
Yeah. And then the NFC, Lions, Eagles, Falcons, Cardinals, Vikings, Commanders, Packers.
Yeah.
I mean, the Eagles are second. They've just gone up 4.
Yeah.
Commanders come down 4.
We took the NFC North, East spot from the Commanders because they've lost one more game than we have.
It's good stuff. Right. We need to end this right here so that we can try and get under an hour after it's edited down and the ums and the ers are taken out. That's it from me. Say it from you.
Yeah. Oh, have you got any actual news?
I have not been looking at the news. I am working in a place that has absolutely fucking zero signal at the moment.
The only other bit of news I've got that I haven't mentioned is looks like the Chiefs might be about to get Isaiah Pacheco back.
I seen that. Yep. I think you sent that to me.
So
the Chiefs, could they be to like the end of the season with absolutely zero fucking losses?
I mean, especially if their defense keeps playing as well as it's been playing, they're either going to be no losses or very few, I think.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't think they'll see more than maybe 4 losses this season.
No, neither do I. I would have
And
said.
that's it. That's going on like the bad side of it, if you like.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Right, that's it from me.
That's it from me.
And I'll see you next week. Peace. If it ends.